No one in Lebanon calls for the plural model as a real model. Everyone lives with the fiction that we ought to live in a singular state, although as a matter of fact, it is a plural one. The other place where the model survives practically, despite the fact that ideologically it is not, is in Israel. However, we have, in the case of Israel, the notion of the paramount community or the primary community has been replaced. It's no longer the Sunni Muslim, it is now the Jewish, with the others being there. However, in Israel, it's a bit more dynamic. I'm going through these three parallel developments in order to point to the following. For the next century to be the century of leading these societies to democracy, these three parallel developments, meaning, I repeat them, the completion of the nation state, the dilution of the nation state, and the resumption of the plural state have to be somehow harmonized, meaning have to be taken into account. But only doing that, we can envisage a civil society that is able at the same time to recognize diversity, in other words, that accepts the plural model, while at the same time checking on the state, creating the counterbalance to the state that had led us to the experimentation, not just with authoritarianism, but also with totalitarianism over the last period, and will be in harmony with universal values. And if that were to happen, we can hopefully look at, and I think the signs are already there, that this is not a question of igniting a process that is not there. It's simply a question of enriching that process. We can have that middle ground that can serve as a buffer between the polarizing narratives that currently afflict every single country in the region, and we can hopefully look further to the development of what amounts to a social compact not based on the leader. I'll stop here.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Hassan. I think that this was beautiful framing of the situation, looking at the whole region, not zooming into one or another country. But now I would like to move to Ahmed, who is coming from a country where all of this started. I recently visited together with Hassan Tunis, and most people say that if there is a country which should show example how this transition can be successful, this is Tunisia. Would you agree with this type of proposition? And if you compare your country and all what's going on in this profound political transition in the region, that your country is leading the way, or you see some divergences, and if you could link it also with what Hassan was mentioning.
First of all, thank you very much to the organizers having me here. Very happy to participate in this panel. And yes, I agree. It is totally true, and I think that Tunisians are totally aware about their historical responsibility now to succeed their transitions. Of course, comparing Tunisia to other countries of the regions, we can say that there is nothing to compare. You have tribalism, triumphal tribalism in Libya, you have a coup in Egypt, factist change in Yemen, civil war in Syria. So there is nothing to compare with other countries, because Tunisia succeed to have a smooth transition right now. But to be honest and to be clear, when we go through details in Tunisia, we cannot be really happy about what is happening. So we have to be careful, and we have to go through some elements to understand what is happening now in Tunisia. I think that there was three important moments in the history of these three last years. The first moment was the enthusiasm. The enthusiasm because Tunisian people show that it is possible to change things, and there was a real will to change things, to fundamentally change things. And whatever we can define what is happening in what happened in Tunisia in 2011, revolution, revolt, uprising, awakening, whatever is the definition, it's not important. The important that the Tunisian people will to change profoundly the situation and to go to democracy, to have freedom and to go to democracy. That is the first important moment that we have. And then we had the second moment, which is the elections. And elections, which is one of the important instruments of democracy, but also can be considered and one of the most important elements to have exactly the contrary. You can elect people, but those people are not for democracy. So the second moment is the elections, and we discover that the society voted for one party, which is the Islamist one. So we discovered in Tunisia that the Islamists can have an important role in the political sphere. We are, of course, we are aware about that. We are aware that the Islamists are part of the political scene, are part of the society, and have the right to participate. And a lot of people, and I am among those people who considered before the revolution that Islamists have the right to participate. But we discovered after this election that they are more stronger than we thought. And they are here, and they are influencing the society, and providing also of some tools which cannot be used by the other political parties. They are using mosque, they are using their relationship with God, if they have some relationship with God, but they are explaining to people that they are close to God, and then it is more easy for them to be in the heart of the average Tunisian. The third moment, after almost 2 years after the elections, the third moment is disappointment, disillusion. And this disappointment can be linked to the fact that the government, which is the result of this election, was not able to deliver. Because when you ask people to vote for you, you promise a lot, and then you cannot be able to deliver. And this is the first probably element, because people were totally disappointed about that. But I will explain that it is not this kind of disappointment that I am noticing here, but another kind. Another kind, because the rulers that we have now are democratically elected within a free and transparent elections. But those rulers, I am convinced that don't care about democracy. They care about power, but don't about democracy. And this is the most important disillusion that we can have. We elect people because we thought that they are for democracy and for change, and they will establish a democracy. They will establish a democratic constitution, because that is the main role that they have after the election. They were elected to establish a democratic constitution. But we discovered that they don't care about that.